What is up, everybody? This is Ambulance Boy, and today I'm going to be showing you my personal jump bag and my first aid kit. So this I use on first aid calls and on any type of emergency that I come across. It has come in handy so many times. Very durable. I absolutely love this little bag. It fits a lot in it. So this bag is made by Dynamed. On the bottom we have this nice waterproof material. And it's also rough, so it prevents sliding. The bag itself is water resistant. It's not waterproof. At least that's what I found with mine. But it still is a really good bag. We have these nice handy dandy straps here. You can put it around your shoulder. So these are always come in handy. I use this strap. You also have this if you just want to carry it by hand. So we can take these off, which is another cool feature about this bag. And then, of course, the reflective Star of Life. So the outside of this bag just has a nice look to it, but the inside is even cooler, as you're about to see. We have these nice buckles here for keeping the bag closed. There's no zippers to this bag, so it just uses these two buckles, which is much easier, and has this nice Velcro, which is adjustable, as you can see. So that's really cool. Then we also have this area right here. You can use, if you want to put airways inside here, pen lights, pens, anything you can fit in here, you can put that there. I don't use it because I have my pens right in there. But I mean, if I had airway kit, then I would put it in here. I don't have one since I'm only pretty much using this for, you know, basic first aid. I'm not going to be putting in airways without like a mask or something to breathe. So yeah, right here we have these two nice flaps for keeping out dirt as well as rain. So these are also really good for keeping the medical equipment nice and dry. It has like that same kind of look as a military first aid kit would, because they had this in the minor surgery kit. They would cover the scalpels, and it had like this type of design. So it was put over to the civilian first aid kit, which I really like. So let's start out with this area right in here. So this is what I'm going to be going for right away. Have my gloves in here, my pen light, pen, and another pen just in case. We have this nice knife here, my EMS knife with this fancy Star of Life. I really like it. Has a nice seatbelt cutter, has this nice blade, and a nice locking mechanism. Easily retractable. And we also have this window punch, which I've tried before. Thankfully it was on a drill. It did not work, so I know I'm not going to use that. You actually need the spring on the back of that to make it work. I'm going to show you later. I do have one inside here. Next up, which is what every single first aid bag should have, we have our trauma shears. So these are pretty important actually, because you can cut bandages with this, cut anything. Actually, someone showed me you can cut a penny in half. He actually did it with these scissors, no joke. It was really funny. So they're really durable, and they work really well because they're not going to cut you, since they have this nice little lip here, and they're bent, so it's not going to cut skin. As you can see, I can rub it hard and it's just going to leave some scratches, but no skin broken. So these work really well for cutting clothing off. Next up we have our glucose testing kit. So this is just for testing how much your blood sugar level. So actually EMTs usually aren't allowed to use this, and I just use this for like personal use. I can't really use this on first aid calls, which is kind of funny. So I just threw this into the bag just to make it look a little bit more fancy. So this I'm not really going to use on first aid calls. The paramedics do that where I live, but I still have it anyway. Next up, we have a nice little CPR mask. So this is really, really cool. You can easily attach it to like a keychain. It's really small, so it works really well. Just keeping it in my bag. Those are always handy because you're definitely going to need a mask to for CPR. You don't want to get like viruses or anything from the person, so you should always have a mask. And if you don't, just do CPR without the breathing. Just do the chest compressions because that's the most important, according to the American Heart Association. They change it all the time, the guidelines. But so yeah. Next up we have our huge main compartment. We have a cheap stethoscope right here. The dual for the baby or pediatric, and then for the adult. So these do work really well, so I like it. Next up, we have our pulse oximeter. These are really important if you're an EMT. You can just feel for pulse as well as just looking at this, and it's a good double check to just use this and to feel the person's pulse at the same time. And of course you have to wait for it to there we go. So we pretty much got 78 and 99, so that's good. You want oxygen above 95%, so that's good. So these always come in handy. So as you can see, this bag fits a lot. It has this nice dividers in it, which are easily removable because they are Velcro. So that's really cool. We have gauze. We have 2 ice packs here. Always come in handy. Have tongue depressors for if you need to administer glucose. We can't do it through the veins or IV, so we do it by mouth with this. It's just a tube of sugar. You put it on top of the stick, and then you just put it in the person's mouth. So it's like a lollipop, and it works really well. Next up, we have our abdominal trauma combined pads. So these are really, really good. They're big. They absorb a lot, so these are great to put on any big injuries in the abdomen or on the chest. So these are really important to have. Next up, now these are the all famous convenience bags for vomit and urine disposal. You don't know how many times this has come in handy. If the person's sick and you don't want them puking on you, you're definitely going to need one of these, and they just work amazing. As you can see the back, that's just how they're used, and it has a nice little seal inside, so you can put it on the floor and nothing will leak out of it, and you just throw it out. So these are really, really important to have. I have like a bunch of them actually, because pretty much on every single first aid call, side effect of any illness or injury, it's going to be vomiting, so you're definitely going to need that. Next up, we have our Medicaine swabs. So these are also important to have. I've actually never really used them, but I'm going to show you how they work. I'm going to take one out. So that's how it is. It's a glass bottle with the little gauze on it. What you do, where it says to squeeze right there, you squeeze it, it breaks the glass. It comes out here, wets this, and then you just rub it on the bite. So this is pretty much for comfort, honestly, for getting rid of itching. So I have 2 of those, since we have lots of mosquitoes. Next up, we have this. Just our regular saline water. So this is definitely very important for, sorry, it's sterile water. So this is just for cleaning injuries, wounds. So I can put this on a gauze pad and just wipe the area, or you can irrigate a wounded area. So this is also important to have. And of course our tape for making bandages or tying things together, and our irrigation for eyes. Now this is very, very important, because if someone has a chemical or some sort of irritant in the eyes, you need to get that out. So this is very important to have a squirt bottle. You can just hold it like this and just squirt it in the person's eyes and try to get that object out. And the tape fits right on perfectly, so that works really well. Next up, we have 2 cravats. Now these are great for making slings or tourniquets. We also have our cling. This is just a roller gauze, so that's for holding on bandages. I have different sizes, a smaller one here, a larger one there. A bunch of band-aids back there. The band-aid holder right there. And then all famous vet wrap. This comes in handy. Very, very good. Latex free, and it sticks together, so this is really good for making splints. It's wonderful. Now for the back. Yes, we have a back part. I have a mask here for in case the person has something contagious or there's blood spraying around. You're definitely going to need a mask. I have a call sheet for filling out things. And then here's a window punch. So this is for if I need to get into a car or just break a window. Just slide that right out. I keep it in the box so this won't like stab through anything. So how this thing works, has a little spring inside, and this thing bounces, and it does it very fast, and it shatters the glass. So I'm going to show you on the floor. So see, that's how it works. So this works really, really well. Unlike the knife. If you're getting a knife just for the window punch, don't do it, because they don't work unless they have the spring inside. So that goes there. Since I won't be using this that often, I don't want it taking up room, I put it in the back. It has this nice little convenient zipper. Just keep it all nice in there. And then, of course, we have these 2 huge pockets. Now, let's look at this one. All with Velcro, very easy to remove. It's a nice waterproof lining inside. And in here, I have my blood pressure kit. So this is manual, and I have my stethoscope inside to check blood pressure. So, of course, you definitely need one of these in the kit. I wouldn't go for those wrist blood pressures, the automatic wrist ones. They really don't get an accurate reading. I like manual arm blood pressure, so that's what I have. Then on this side, it's optional. You don't really need it, but these do come in handy, and I'm going to tell you why. On car accidents or any other hazardous material incident, if you just need to see what's going on. Like lots of times trucks carrying, well actually all the time, trucks carrying hazardous materials have these placards on them. And what this is for, you stay at a safe distance and you're going to be looking at the truck and you can read the number. And they have a book for all different types of hazardous materials. I have the app on my phone, so I will just look up the number that the placard shows, and then I know what type of hazardous material it is, if it's safe to go on the scene, or if I need to call fire department or a hazmat team. So those are important. Again, not necessary. I mean, not absolutely needed, but they are important. So yeah, this is my jump bag. I hope you guys liked this video, And if you're ever thinking of getting a bag, I would definitely suggest this one. It works really, really well. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, and I will see you guys later. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any good things to say, leave it down on the comments. If you have any bad things to say, leave it to yourself. See you later, guys.